Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I forgot to update the game. So we're copying all that stuff into place, but meanwhile, there's still some code to grab. So somebody, and I hadn't like made the leap to a total rework of the interface like this. So I'm probably gonna have to try out just this thing later today, and probably have a regular build. What is this, the most recent change, or what? Oh, I lost my login here. Okay. I mean, it probably actually shouldn't matter, but that is weird. Oh, wait. No, it's GitLab. Never mind. That's why it looks a little different. It's like it's almost, but not quite the same. Aha. Well, actually, no, I don't want to clone. I want to get remote add. Arguably, I should set that into CRUD Z to follow my convention. Okay, so it is under a branch, from the looks of things. Also, I think our copy's done. So this, I believe, is 212. V212. We should be about done with you, which is more movement. Then we want our settings from here. Wait, did I copy the contents of settings or the settings folder itself? And our custom server address is not localhost. There's been a version update. I can't keep using that server. All right. So I think that should be good. We have gotten that. I need to do a build of that to someplace. So we're going to make a onelife.exe, and we want to go to build, Windows, onelife 212. I kind of like to keep these in separate executables. Yeah, the dep files do not keep themselves up to date. Oops. How did that even pass compile? Oh no. I always do that. Building the file index is just too crazy with all of the data files in here. CD game source. Well, is it 1 or -1? Okay, so this is in some sort of direction command. So Y H U J wait, and there's selective breaks here. So Y is dy1 and dx -1. H is dx -1, so I guess it's supposed to be a diagonal. U is dx 1 dy1. J is only dy1. So that's a weird system. Okay. N is dy minus 1 dx 1? L. Okay, so HJKL I sort of get. Those are classic Vim controls. But YU NB. YU NB. Dot is 0, 0. So this must be like combining two different systems. So HJ. Maybe this is supposed to be K. One of these is supposed to be K. Well, okay, we're in Vim. So J is down, K is 1. H and H and L are left are okay, so dx dx dy dy. Yeah, so one of these is supposed to be negative, but I'm forgetting which way he has the grid. Wait a minute, is this in the is this in the documentation? Well, HDKL YUBN. So I guess we have to pick one. And then see how it feels. Clearly, this is not the mode the author uses it in. All right, build Windows 212. I don't know if I need to keep that one around. And things have bugged out again. I don't know what that is. It's like the bones from last time get turned into a boar, and I don't know what's going on there. Okay, good. All right, so HJ. Wait. I don't even have the finger muscle memory for it. J is supposed to be down. Okay, so that's backwards. So this one is supposed to be J, this one is supposed to be K. Okay. And then Y, U, B, N. Clothing, mark, depth. Distance 1 or given by prefix. Multiplied by 8 if direction key is upper. Okay, so that's your long distance running. And holding doesn't do anything. Let's get away from there. And then you can specifically go over there. Ader is run, which has the same effect as shift. Eat, use, where, held object. Yeah, so this is going to be the interesting one because I was having a... Oh, that's held object. Remove clothing. Pick up from use object on target. I think, yeah, dot was here. And I must have really turned my consumption rate down. I thought I had, man, maybe I turned it back. I don't know. So I didn't have problems with the self key on my local server either. clothing key, remove clothing. So fdir is going to be one of the... some interesting options that aren't normally available, per se. And then drop. Wait. Oop, nope. Okay, so that looked good. That looked fine. Okay. Take from container. We don't really have a container yet. Well, depth is option, so it should normally be, and it will just, oh, you can't escape out of a, And there are specific pickups for people. Take clothing from other. I didn't know that was an option. Add remove to from backpack. Add remove object from clothing. Remove deep object. Oh, there's a specific thing for E and W. So if you get your movement commands down, you can do that. Oh, it even highlights it. Now this could be useful because before, if you had a placed door, you couldn't actually examine it. Does VOG mode work? So we need... Okay, so it doesn't understand this controller. Is that because I got too far off screen? What? Oh, because it interprets it as something that doesn't action. Bogus. It does a self. Why does it do a self? I mean, it's getting it as a character, so I wouldn't expect... that to be triggering anything. Oh, this is switching off too lower. How about our other one? Too lower. So that breaks. What else could possibly happen down here besides this stuff? Say field is focused, return. Move to marked location. Okay, so that's all custom mod. That's custom mod. That's custom mod. That's custom mod. Action at current tile. So VOG mode could just return us. So anywhere... Did I leave my volume up? A little bit. Pretty much, from what I can tell. I mean, there's like some... The backend stuff is PHP. There's a few build scripts and things, but that's pretty normal. Well, I'd almost say it's more C than C++, but there's... the page objects are objects. There's like an app log that's a object. All right, can I do this? Okay, so it is on, and then... I probably had to put in an exception for VOG mode on this. That would take care of VOG on, and it tried to do something that didn't get a response again. Okay, so that's when switching VOG mode. Well, all of this stuff is... somewhere down here, we have a safe field open check. And I still have to return on the switch, which will hopefully take care of it. All right, VOG mode here. Okay. Can I just get some basic stakes? There we go. Let's see. I guess I should be practicing this. Nope. I want this one. Oh, that was a kind of as a reset. Okay, I've lost track of where that... Oh, there it is. Yeah, nope. No, that's direction, which kind of works. Having to find my stakes again. Or make new ones. Nope, there we go. So there was a thing. Okay, so that's there. Okay, so east-west. One of these is drop. Are any of these an unfixed door? Installed, okay. So one of these is pickup, okay. Use. Alright, so now the thing I was curious about here, well, besides drop. Alright, it's a closed door, so we can't go through it. What was the examine key? Run, move. Examine closest person. Examine contain object. X dir. Nth person. You can, in fact, examine a door now. Because, what is it, F? Normally anything you could do would open it. And it would not actually examine it to see, like you could use a flint chip to take it off. Oh, or a knife. Alright, so mostly I just need to have that build, and I think we fixed up that, although I have a couple of my own tweaks to it. Ideally those should be separated. Alright, so that's something we can experiment with later. In fact, I'm going to want to copy one life, D games, one life. Pardon. One life. Maybe it's... Okay, I guess I have to do it manually the first time. And then perhaps I can replace it. Oh no, that's the current one because it's still running. Read your error messages. Alright, so that's that. I also wanted to do some patch updates on my stuff, so... STG series, okay. Let's update subject. All right, so our main interest right now is a bunch of these patches. Some of them introduce settings. That's going to be the easiest way to figure out which ones do settings. Maybe I could see that in the GUI. STG creates so much trash. Okay, where are we? Are we up here? Okay, it's that. Those patches are hanging out up there. This really doesn't have. This GUI really doesn't have a good way to jump to a branch. Okay, so this looks like about where we're at. So custom get ignore, I would not expect to add any settings. That's a patch. That's a patch. Or a bug fix. That's bug fix. None of those even touch the game where we would do settings. This probably has a setting. Or not. I guess I figured that that one was easy enough to avoid. Oh no, yeah, get float. It's not a boolean. It's a push speed, which can be set to 0. Okay, so we want to go down to screen edge push. Is there like a go to? Get status. Alright, so there's the patches from when I was doing that. I should probably clean up sometime. So screen edge push speed. Right, it's game source settings. Maybe it's just easy to do here, although it's game source settings. And living, well, actually you can see it here. Default is 10. All right, so if we switch this back over to, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm probably going to have to remove our dep file again. So we switch back to name. Well, no, actually, We don't have names in yet. All right, so we expect this to have a standard push speed. Zero players live on server. Oh, wait. Wait, why are you back on localhost? I guess that got cleared in changing stuff? Yeah? Oh. No, wait. Oh, that's... I didn't see it, though. But this is game source. That's fine. I need my build. Oh, you know what? This needs to be reset. It's linking... Well, I probably could update the shortcut. It's pointing to the 212 directory. Or the 211 directory. All right, so we have screen edge push. If we set it to something else, it doesn't feel noticeably faster. I guess the real test is 0, though, which... Oh, no, it's a setting. I shouldn't need to rebuild. Okay, I appear to have that file name wrong. Oh, right. That's in the game source. We need to test this in the build, and then once we've got that, so actually I'm going to be going back and forth between these enough to have 2 windows open. Game source settings. So we've got screen edge push speed. Oh, I've still got these left over from when I was playing with it. So actually that means I should have good examples of these. Let's just double check that. Okay, so no scrolling. So, all right, so 212. So you are back to 10. I want to do you. Okay, replace, so I got the file name right. Let's get status. Screen edge push speed. STG, refresh this patch. All right, so STG series. Next up is auto run. That probably has a setting as well. Max double click frames. Push onto auto run. Max double click frames. So if we set that, so it's default 30, we set that to 0, we should not be able to auto run. Yep. And then back to 30. Oh, maybe I misspelled it. Now, I did go to auto run, right? Oh. I saved that. I saved that. Buffer, living life page. Oh. Default should actually be 20. Still. Oh. Interesting. I don't know which of those was supposed to be right. Max double click frames. 212 settings, max double click frames. Oh, maybe I launched the wrong executable. Oh. Sharpstone, flint chip, knife. And it looks, well, yeah, that's probably a jungle thing. We still have, even though animals have been restricted. Yeah, that's just an item, not a mobile animal anyway. Okay, but since we had it not working for a bit, I want to verify that that behavior does actually change based on the setting file. Make sure we got it spelled right. Okay, so now it's pretty much impossible to do. And we go back to 30. I have another text document that default opens over there, so it's usually not anything that's big enough to worry about moving over. Okay. So now we can copy that. the game source. We've been doing get over here. And I didn't actually save this, apparently. Well, that'll end up getting overridden by the settings, so that's the 30 is in practice what it was using. She's a status. I think the modified will get picked up. I don't think new files will. STG refresh. Okay, git add. Maybe if there's only modifieds, it does it automatically. There we go. All right, so our next patch is auto run, click through trees. Has an ignore tall objects setting. So reconfirm base behavior. Yeah, I've got auto run. Oh, I haven't built it. I hit the push, I still have to build. Okay, so that works. This is game source. This is the one we're using. Ignore tall objects is 1. Set that to 0. And now we're blocked out by rail trees. Ignore tall objects 1. Copy that down into here. Game source, settings, ignore tall objects. STG refresh. All right, click through trees. Digit temperature is 1. People were actually actually came up. Oh, no, this is the game source. Rebuild. Turn it off for now. They'll turn it back on. Make sure it's in the right setting. Didn't STG push yet, did I? Too many windows. All right, so run. Now we're in plains right now, which should be a shiver area. Although, but now you get born at neutral temperature. Okay, you look fine. And we're shivering. So from our test directory to our source directory. Yeah, and game source settings show. All right, diegetic temperature, click through heads. That's probably got a setting. Yeah, prefer objects. STG push. Rebuild. Okay, turn it off for. Oh. That's needs second player. Which I ran all the way off to the side, so I'm not going to be anywhere near where that person comes in. Well, I ran who the heck knows where. An actual hunger update. Yeah, so it's somewhere around here. Doesn't look quite exactly right. Okay. I just need the other. Oh, but it's auto login. So you kind of have to have that there to force it to fail, or you would go mess with the setting files. I guess messing with the setting files would almost be an easier way to do it. Login failed. Oh my gosh, it's an actual baby. I guess I ran through enough Eves earlier. Well, you're not really going to head block anything. You can't interact with objects in any case. And what? Yeah, it's not even big enough to matter. I don't know if there's anything that sits lower. Now, did I turn that to the... I did turn that to the 0 setting. I expect it to not be on now. And we would kind of prefer to be the adult right now. Although maybe the kid will be old enough so we could use the adult's head. You're right. Oh, tree again. And a little bit ahead. Okay, so daughter. We have to do a mouse move. Well, to get the text update. If I go here, yeah, okay. So prefer objects over players goes into here. Git add game source settings prefer nothing else. All right, click through heads. I don't think this one has a setting because it's an extra little thing. I mean, maybe you wouldn't want it. Open safe field on typing. That might actually benefit from having a setting. I could maybe see somebody not wanting that. Certainly I didn't want the shift version of it. These are kind of don't press the key, although it technically ends up blocking tab cycling crafting recipes with the safe field open. No, not git push. So time transition hints. Open safe field on typing could perhaps use a setting. All right, so that is going to be in key down. So the say capture doesn't really do anything by itself. So this is just in the default. Key down gap, we track it, we reset it in certain places. Yeah. And what are we using for flags? For objects. Right, because we're loading it from a settings file. Auto open. What were we calling it? Open safe field on typing. Which is going to default to 1. Prefer. I'm going to mess up all my patches. Default value is 1. All right, if open safe field on typing. So default value is 1, which means as long as we rebuild this, the no setting behavior should be that it does open. I guess I don't have any reason to have a second player right now. Okay, so that works. Now, if we make in the folder that we're running out of, and we set that to 0. Okay, so we got, okay. So 0 works. 1. I guess I just bumped a key there. So now we take that thing that we've checked, put it into there. So this also has some of the code modifications. Git add game source, settings, open safe field on typing, git add game source, living life page. STG refresh, and I should go into while I'm thinking of it. Patches master readme. Time transition hints, open safe field on typing, pattern we were using. Open safe field on typing, 0 to disable this feature. Patches master changelog. This will end up being v16. Patches add open safe field on typing now has a setting file. All right, so that's set up. You've been refreshed. Open safe field on typing. Curse assist and name assist. I feel like I should probably add a name completion flag to here and then just use it from there, because they're probably already a bit dependent. So stg push. Buffer living life. Name completion. Tab. If safe field is, yeah, so this comprises the patch. So, and I think that will end up being all name completion. Okay. Do you use, I don't know if you use any data variables. Name assist, curse assist. There's a no names. Oh, you're like way down here. Well, this is where the patch is touching stuff. So we're going to call this name completion with a little bit of foresight into the next patch. And it's going to default to do it. Oh, wait a minute. This is 1398. Okay, it should be visible here. Oh, except we can't. Except that's the name of the function. Actually, since it's affecting the tab key, how about tab name completion? All right, and open safe field on typing. Tab name completion, default value 1. Oh, no, not new folder. And we want tech, the default behavior is on. I am curse. Okay, default behavior is on. Home, new text document. If it is 0, okay, and if it's 1, okay. So copy that to game settings. Git status, git add game source, settings, git add game source, living life page, stg refresh. STG, I don't think the other patch, I think the other patch is going to be free. We add names, we knit names. This is all done in the name completion code itself, pretty much. And in the names file. We do need to update our docs, though. Actually, can we get the buffer? Patches master readme. Settings, tab name completion. Depends on First name assist uses same settings file. And there should only be one changelog, right? Yeah. Tab name completion now has a setting file. So name of mushroom death is just a patch. So as far as publishable stuff, that's probably it. The other end of this will be packaging. Which is probably just adding a bunch of files to the zip package. It'll take a little bit of testing. But I'm not sure if I want to go set up all the stuff on that computer. Anyway, STG series, STG push, just in case, STG export, custom git ignore to fix mushroom death. Right, you change one, it starts bumping the line counts for everything. Well, I have to publish a v16 before my other thing will even try. Or we'll have we'll check out the files to have them available to try and move it. Include example settings files, add settings to auto open say and name. Git tag v16. All right, so I was playing that right. STG push, STG push. Well, there's a frustrating bug with interaction modes. And I don't know where to start on debugging. And then there's drag drop, where I tried to cheat and just pick one sprite out of a sprite set. All right, so I'll go up and reconfirm that behavior, which works for simple things like branches and doesn't work so well with things like bowls. Oh no, clay bowl. It's like there's a lot of things. Yeah, so it's made of like some layered sprites, which I'm guessing allows him to use these two parts and insert a thing in the middle for contents. But this means we have to be able to draw compound objects. where, oh, where is that patch? He should actually be included now. Okay, that's in draw. It's an if mouse held. So I did have something earlier where I was attempting to do a draw animated object, but that was resetting all our stuff, so I couldn't get a good preview. So where do we draw a held object? Well, it's held object draw pause, probably. Set draw color. And then there's like a whole bunch of values that have to get put into here. So this is for held objects behind player, which we don't really care about. I'm not necessarily going to worry about container contents. Oh, we still have sprite ID. Well, no, held object sprites. So draw object anim. Has a whole bunch of things. Is it in object? It is. This only cares about the ID. Our live object holding ID. I don't know that I care about the frame count. Or having things consumed. All right, held time val. Held animation frame. I mean, I feel like this needs to be a 0. Held anim fade. Last held anim fade. Held anim fade. Fade target held type. Cur held anim. I think this ended up resulting to an anim type, which could be like ground. Although is held a type? Livinglife.h, cur held anim is an anim type. Animation bank, anim type names. How about, oh, it's living life page. You just can't win. I want the H file for this. Why are you brain dead? I don't want to open it in that one. I don't want to open it in this one. Oh, held is a anim type. Okay. All right, living life page. Target held. No. Why are you stupid? I want this window. Goes held time value, so 1.0. Frozen rot held time value. Held frozen rot, not this one. Any idea? That's a Boolean. Oop. We actually don't really care. Oh, no, we're not finished. Go away, please. Nope. Ah! Close the dang window. Now I have to find my thing again. End anim type. Is that an anim type? Yes. Held object draw pause. Hold rot. Is a double. Held flip is an in object. Okay, so it's a false. Or can be a false. Get empty clothing set. Technically, I've got the object here, so I could try to draw everything. Cur held type. No. 8181. Oh, I missed one. Let's just be an anim type, right? Yeah. Numeric content. I probably forgot some commas. Num contained. Oh. So what was inobj in that point? Num contained equals 0. Okay, so 0 null null would be a better thing for this. But what is inobj here? Held object. Inobj is a player? Not quite sure how that works out to... Oh wait, did I do one too many? Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, that should have been fine. But we've still managed to mess something up. Okay, pack we don't care about. Alright, int, effectively. Nope, there's an int. Is there another one? Int animation record. Int anim type. Double. God, that's confusing. Double anim type. Double car pointer. Obviously. Alright, that draws a complete bowl, but it draws it with the regular sprite, which isn't really a good feedback. So the problem is that the draw object system overwrites the fade. Yeah, because the animation has all this stuff. Set anim layer fades. An array of floats? Is anim fade needed? Okay, these aren't called directly in here. Cur type, target type, ground 2. Something special about ground 2. Fade just started. Last anim fade. So there are some animation type parameters that we pass in. Fade needed, do nothing. Fade not needed, jump to end of it. So this seems like something special or not. It's like set anim fade? Set animation layer fades. Well, I didn't find the definition in here, so obviously we bungled that. We have to find at least one. Oh. That's only used in the editor right now. Maybe that's so we can look at different, like focus on different layers. Anim layer fades. Wiggle sprite or slot. Wiggle sprite or slot. Num layers. Object num sprites plus object num slots. Where object is like a held object? Mouse held. I should really remember to set a thing for this. Okay, yeah, we're done around here, and it was like mark A, right? Go to A. No? Yeah. So something like this, object. So we had not have object, we have held object. And at the risk of bungling everything, what if we just... Is this copying, or is it... okay, it is assuming that... So this could mess things up. That is passing it off to there. It's an editor-only feature, so it might not have complete lifecycle stuff. Okay, so not only did it not work on the bowl, it did in fact mess everything else up. Well, that's disappointing. So how are you supposed to reset this? Well, it's only called in the one place. It's cleared on Free Animation Bank. It's cleared... Looks like maybe at the end of an anim call? Draw object anim. So why is it messing up our person then? Is this a different draw object anim? Oh my gosh, it subcalls down to itself a bunch. Technically, this is the one that does draw behind slots. In-fade target type. And then goes to that. What the heck is R? Animation record. Get object animation. Hmm. Well, that's a shame. I don't know. I don't understand. The anim layer fades. This appears to be some very specific editor feature that we can't really reuse. What's really weird is that it doesn't affect this, but then it ends up affecting a different object. But that's like exactly what we want. Toggle multiplicative, well, multiplicative blend is coming from the sprite information. Now I thought I had actually gotten some of the blending modes to work after a fashion. But then this is going through and toggling things again. So that's the only way to do that with anim fades. Well, without patching something else in. Wait. Set to 0, working sprite fade. Only if it's less than 1. Wait, is it actually... Well, because it's only on head. Which of these is messing me up then? something in draw object anim. So this is something about stencil. Oop. Working sprite fade. Oh. This is going to be happening like all the time. Well, layers shouldn't be on. Specific things might do this. So what I need to do is put another thing. Now. To capture just that. So which one's messing me up? And I need this thing stand out. What? So is he using like a different drawing operation? Because I was doing draw sprite. Works on that. Get sprite ID. Oh, is draw object is in object bank. Get out of here. What am I looking for? This is multiplicative. Animation bank, editor category, teaser video. What? What? Well, uses multiplicative blending on a per sprite basis. But that's like set to 0, which I think is totally off. Or maybe fade, oh, maybe fade's a 1.0. Yeah, total global fade. And did I leave the window open? Load file. Oh. Maybe the bones ended up doing it, but we need, what is it? Like start? So things are messing with it now. But nothing's triggering in here. Draw sprite. Held draw pause. Skip sprites. Set draw color. So I did set a color to 1. So we know draw fade works on draw sprite. I wonder if I could use straight up draw object, because I don't really need the anim stuff. I also don't understand where the fade's getting reset. No. I wonder. What does a draw object call need? Okay, so it can't do containers. Which is fine. Okay, so we get back a holding pause for something. There's a lot of people stuff here. But it's an object record, which is what we get for held object. Held not placed yet. Clothing set. You can scale. So what's the difference between our two calls here? Object record. Oh, you can have all the contained things. So would it be any easier to do draw object held object draw behind slots? I think that means not equal to 2. So I guess 2 is both, and then that's... Do we have any actual draw object calls? Because there are some subcalls. Yeah, in clothing bottom, tunic 2, bottom pause, bottom rote. True. Don't care about flip. -1. Whoop. 0, false, false. And I think this had get empty clothing set. Alright, so now what are these actual parameters? So draw behind slots, double pair. So we had like a held object, draw pause, rote, fine, in warn, oh okay, so that's actually false, flip, hide closest arm, hide all limbs, held not in place yet. Hide closest arm, skip sprite. Skip sprite. Yeah, that seems not relevant. Oh, unused variable. Okay, well, in theory, it has less overhead than anim. It does get us our layers, apparently. But it still doesn't respect fade. And I am really stumped as to why. Oh, I wonder if set draw color resets fade. There's a brute force way to find out. That should only be multiplicative. Well, I mean, everything is... Interesting that characters are drawn differently, though. Oh, I guess maybe a better way to do this would be to remove that. Which will probably have some weird effects as well. So the individual sprites, yep, that's it. Set draw color, resets draw fade. Which, I mean, I guess is sort of sensible. You won't want to forget about it. Is this actually just loop over and do things, or... Because we don't need arms, we don't need legs. Well, unless you pick up a baby, I didn't really play with that. Did not really play with that. And I'm head pause. It's just like all the code to draw a person. But it does general drawing as well. In object num sprites, loop through, skip sprite drawing, visible at age, visible when worn, draw behind slots, if it's a person, if it's a person, if it's a head. Held, not in place, back foot, body index, top arm index, front foot index, not skip sprite, sprite rot flip, multiplicative blending, sprite additive blend. Well, that is an in-object thing. And then we do a draw sprite. So we're potentially missing a lot of additive and multiplicative stuff. But at a simple level, it is really just iterating over all the sprites and drawing all of them. And I'm probably going to have to look at some offsets and things. Right, so we have to get that held object sprites. And this is like a gigantic loop. I guess I assumed that there would be too much per sprite data, and there's actually not that much. Okay, so in object, held object. I'm going to have to do something with offsets, or position offsets, I think, and some other details. And then keep an eye out. There's probably going to be some objects that do blending and weird things. Okay, so there's some transparency. Oh. Pff. Pff. And it was extra transparency because it was doing it multiple times. Or extra coloration. Helps if you actually change the code. Yeah, that's probably position offset. No, it's object bank. Okay, object layer cutoff, setup. So there's some skip drawing. Sprite visible at age. We don't expect to be doing person much. Clothing not equal to n. Draw behind slots. Sprite pause. Not flipping. Raw is equal to 0. We're not scaling. Add sprite pause and held object draw pause. Actually, maybe I should double check the conditionals for some of these things. We finally have a transparent object. Although, oh, some of the layering doesn't look good because each layer is transparent. There's no real good solution for that. It might get weirder with some other compound objects. Let's see, I moved this rock, didn't I? Alright, so... get a couple of these. Okay, we're not doing something right there. It's just the one that's off. That's weird. There's a sprite positive flip. Not equal to 0. Now I removed this. Not skip sprite. If flip wrote. Oh, there's an ing object sprite rot. Oh, he might have flipped it to make it look less repeated. And rot is probably that one? I must have been copying the 1.0 from somewhere. Wait, this is a different one. I need to draw sprite. Well, no, if we're doing draw object. Get sprite, pause, scale, rot. In object again. Nope, not that. But yeah, I can see that that is... Oh, is there a per sprite flip? In object sprite flip. This is just the sprite flip. If in object sprite flip. Then if local flip, wait, and what's SR? Is the sprite record. So the sprite record, center anchor offset. Well, no, this isn't necessarily draw sprite or draw object. This is the entire object bank. Sprite pause. So much purple stuff. Rot. Blending. Well, I mean, we can try the flip. Think about that one. Maybe it was moved with expectation of the flip of changing its position? Oh, that did it. All right, so now we have to do all the cleanup stuff. Why is anything changed in object bank? I guess I didn't save that. Oh, and animation bank. And then you had start and finish. And animation flare didn't really work. We think draw anim is overkill. And we've essentially directly replaced draw object with a super simple draw object. That was an experiment. So we're on drag drop. So you want to make that, have it ready in case we need to go back to that one. Destination file operand at, oh. Okay, so that's there for further testing sometime. I still haven't figured out what my eat button issue is. I guess we'll have a chance to test if the keyboard mod has a similar issue with the self command, because it's gonna be pretty much the same thing. Unless he's using a different position. So we do our live object. Oh, you know what? I never understood what sendx sendy did. Map global offset map global offset set. This must be something when it's scrolling or switching pages. STG pop. Oh, yeah. Oh, this? Yeah, this is mine. So that's what it is. It must be that I am scrolling or getting map data when that happens, which wasn't happening as much. In testing environments. I wonder where I copied that from. So somehow I'm doing this like while scrolling, and it was messing me up somehow. All right. STG refresh. STG push back up to the drag drop test. Build that. And node file. I think that takes care of that. All right, so I am going to go have lunch. I will be back in an hour-ish, probably. I'm going to go ahead and try out the keyboard build, just because it looks like there might be some conflicts. I don't know if I'm going to do that unless it seems a promising direction. And I'll have the other one to fall back on if I need to. Get that off. Oh, actually, we did want you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hosting. What do we have? So I am normally doing coding in the mornings and then going on to games in the afternoon. Schedule is changing to not include Tuesday and Thursday for at least the time being. Maybe if nothing's going on, I'll come on for something random. I don't know. Do we have any other code going on now? Oh, there's Programming Tutor back. So he works on his own project and answers any questions that people come along with. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.